Like, he's not been charged, he's not been arrested. As of right now, he literally is just being investigated. But as it says right here, LAPD officials say they received a call about 9 p.m. reporting an attempted murder, and then he had left the venue. So it seems like it was a attempted murder. That's what it got called in as, and the attempted murderer left the scene.
You saw Raja get in the ring as part of a wrestling angle that was scripted and planned. You see Raja come in with his wits about him, waits for the right moment, picks up a double leg, just as it was planned. And he's doing this with Syko Stu, and Syko Stu is letting it play perfectly. Raja then turns him around so that when he brings him down, it's right in the center of the ring, which appears to be very clearly what they agreed and had planned to do. Now, the landing is not great. When Raja brings Syko Stu down, it's not great, and Stu lands in a way and he hits the back of his head, and he looks as though he perhaps lost a level of consciousness.
This man who attempted to maim another man is walking around free right now.
And getting rewarded by getting a booking.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane to me.
Tracy, thank you. New at 11, a man jumped into a wrestling ring during a small show in Simi Valley this weekend and attacked a pro wrestler. Turns out it was the son of former UFC champion Rampage Jackson.
What just unfolded with Raja Jackson is on a completely different level from what controversy we've seen here at the MMA desk. This isn't just another hot-headed moment or a rivalry spilling over into chaos. This is the kind of scandal that can destroy a career before it even begins. Raja is the son of Quinton Rampage Jackson, one of the most recognizable figures in MMA history, a man who made his name through knockout power, wild personality, and unforgettable fights. That last name carries weight. It should have been Raja's ticket into the spotlight, but instead of using it to build a foundation, Raja used it to light his career on fire. And in one night, he managed to pull off what many are calling the dumbest, fastest fall from grace the combat sports world has ever witnessed.
Syko Stu.
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little.
Oh, you don't know it?
It all began at a small wrestling show in Los Angeles, the kind of event that usually flies under the radar. These indie shows are known for being fun, experimental, and a chance for young performers to get experience. Fans who show up expect a good time, some scripted drama, maybe a surprise appearance. Nobody expected real danger. But when Raja Jackson entered the ring that night, things quickly turned ugly. Instead of following the plan, instead of giving the crowd the show they paid for, Raja went rogue. His opponent, Syko Stu, was supposed to share the spotlight with him in a performance, but Raja turned the match into a real fight, unleashing a brutal beating that stunned everyone. He slammed Stu violently, struck him with full force, and didn't let up even when it was obvious that Stu was hurt. The audience realized almost instantly that this wasn't entertainment anymore. This was real violence, and it was horrifying to watch. The aftermath of Raja's attack on Syko Stu was devastating.
To be honest, it's hard to watch, but in a way, it's like he might have something like wrong, like maybe like anger problems, because like why would he do that, you know? And anybody that has trained or anybody that has a brain knows when someone's working or someone's like.
Reports confirm that Stu suffered multiple broken bones in his face, several teeth knocked out, and at one point was choking on his own blood right there in the ring. Video clips show wrestlers frantically rushing in to save him, desperately trying to stop the bleeding and keep him alive. One of the wrestlers later admitted that if they hadn't acted as quickly as they did, Stu might not have made it. That's how close this came to being a tragedy. Fans in the crowd were left shaken, unsure of what they had just witnessed. For many, it was the most disturbing thing they had ever seen at a live event. And for those watching the live stream online, the horror spread instantly. Clips were ripped and shared across platforms, and by the next morning, Raja Jackson's name was everywhere for all the wrong reasons. The internet reaction was immediate and explosive. Within hours, Raja was trending not just in the MMA and wrestling communities, but across mainstream social media.
I'm not really going to be able to move on from this because it's haunting. You know, just replays in my head all the time. I'm thinking about all the people affected by it. I don't know. If anyone has a comment on or just trying to find a way to process through this information to help stir up better conversations.
Clips of the incident racked up millions of views, and the backlash was fierce. Fans demanded justice, wrestlers condemned Raja's actions, and fighters from across the world weighed in. and then the fallout hit his career like a sledgehammer. WWE wasted no time cutting ties with Knox Pro, the wrestling promotion that hosted the show, making it clear they didn't want their brand associated with the incident. Kick, the streaming platform where Raja had been broadcasting, banned him outright. His opportunities vanished overnight, and it didn't stop there. Major outlets like NBC, Fox, CBS, and even the New York Times covered the story. This wasn't just a niche sports scandal anymore, it was mainstream news. The snowball effect was unstoppable.
It's hard for me to talk about it, but I'm just keeping 100. I feel bad about what happened to Syko Stu.
Even giant YouTubers outside of the fight game, people like Moist Critical L, Abba, and Preach, and yes, even Mr. Beast chimed in. Mr. Beast went so far as to ask how he could donate to Stu's medical bills. When a story about an unknown fighter's violent outburst reaches the world's biggest creators, you know it's bigger than just combat sport. Of course, when Raja's name blew up, people immediately looked to his father. Quinton Rampage Jackson is a legend in MMA, a former UFC champion, a fighter with highlight reel knockouts, and a personality that made him a fan favorite. But with that status comes responsibility. How would Rampage react to his son's disgrace? His response was complicated. On one hand, he admitted Raja had made poor choices and showed bad judgment. On the other hand, he tried to soften the blow by saying Raja had suffered a concussion days earlier, hinting that it might have affected his behavior. But to most fans, that sounded like excuses. What really shocked people, though, was Rampage's admission that his family had been targeted with racist death threats since the incident.
It was really bad?
That's what Chad was saying. They said it was bad.
People weren't just attacking Raja, they were targeting Rampage, his other children, and his entire family with hateful messages. It was ugly, disgusting, and completely uncalled for. For Rampage, it was a nightmare. He was dealing with his son's actions, but also with the weight of vile racism directed at his family. Some fans sympathized with him deeply, but for many others, it didn't erase the fact that Raja himself still hadn't shown any accountability. And Raja didn't make things easier for himself. Instead of issuing an apology, instead of taking even a shred of responsibility, he went live on stream and delivered one of the worst responses imaginable. He blamed the cameraman. Yes, according to Raja, the only reason things had gotten so bad was because someone filmed it and broadcasted it. He said if the cameraman had cut the feed, the world wouldn't have reacted so harshly. That excuse didn't just fall flat, it buried him deeper. To the public, it came across as arrogant, immature, and delusional. He wasn't sorry, he wasn't reflecting, he was pointing fingers.
MMA fighter Rampage Jackson is reportedly being investigated by the LAPD after appearing to beat his opponent unconscious during a live-streamed wrestling match. Video shows Jackson being accosted by other fighters during the event at KnockX Pro Academy.
Fans who might have held out hope for a redemption story gave up completely. Raja was showing his true colors, and they weren't good. If anything, his live stream made him look worse than the original footage did. Instead of damage control, it was self-destruction in real time. Then came another shocking twist, whispers of a cover-up. Wrestlers began speaking out, claiming that Knox Pro's management told them to stay quiet, not to speak to police, and not to comment publicly about the incident. Screenshots circulated online, suggesting that the company was more interested in protecting its reputation than seeking justice for what happened to Stu. If those claims are true, it means this wasn't just one fighter's mistake, it was a deliberate effort by an entire promotion to bury the truth.
Broken facial bones is from what I'm hearing, missing teeth, has no recollection of what happened, incoherent, and then even from the people closest to it now that I'm disassociating with, they won't even put up.
Fans quickly turned their anger not only toward Raja, but toward KnockX Pro itself. What had started as one man's reckless violence was now threatening to drag down an entire organization. Accusations of obstruction of justice flew across social media, and the scandal only grew bigger. Meanwhile, fighters and coaches across the MMA world started giving their takes. Tim Welch, a respected coach, broke down the footage and explained just how dangerous Raja's actions were. He said the slam alone was enough to cause permanent brain damage, and when Raja followed up with multiple strikes on an already unconscious opponent, it looked less like a fight and more like attempted murder. His words were chilling. Then came Sean Strickland, known for speaking his mind without a filter. Strickland admitted Raja's actions were terrible, but argued that prison wasn't the solution. He revealed his own past, admitting he had been arrested for felonies as a teenager. If he had gone to prison, he said, he might be dead today. Instead, rehabilitation saved him. Strickland suggested Raja might need the same anger management, therapy, and a second chance. His stance sparked debate. Some agreed with him, saying young people can change if given help. Others felt that what Raja did was too serious to excuse. No matter what side people fell on, one thing was certain: Raja couldn't walk away from this without consequences. And yet, despite the outrage, the LAPD has not stepped in. No arrests, no charges, no official statement. The silence has been deafening. Fans are furious, wondering how someone could nearly kill a man on live stream and face no legal consequences. Every day that passes without action only fuels the anger. For many, this isn't just about Raja Jackson anymore, it's about accountability in the age of live streaming. When the evidence is right there for millions to see, why is nothing being done?
He loses consciousness and is bleeding. But the reaction online has been swift. The academy that hosted the event posted to social media saying this was supposed to be part of a planned wrestling spot that turned into a, quote, selfish and irresponsible act of violence.
The frustration is boiling over, and the calls for justice are louder than ever. For Raja himself, the damage may already be irreversible. His dream of stepping out of his father's shadow is gone. He wanted to build a legacy, but now his name is synonymous with disgrace. Promotions won't touch him. Platforms won't host him. Fans don't want to see him. He's become a symbol of wasted potential, and the sad truth is, he might never recover from it. In combat sports, reputation is everything. Once you're branded as reckless, dangerous, and untrustworthy, the road back is almost impossible. Raja wanted fame, and now he has it, but it's the kind of fame nobody wants. His name will forever be tied to that night in Los Angeles, a night when he chose violence over respect and arrogance over accountability. Meanwhile, the rest of the MMA world keeps moving forward. Jack Della Maddalena's injuries are raising questions about whether he'll be ready to defend his welterweight title against Islam Makhachev. Fans had been hyped for that fight, especially with rumors of it headlining Madison Square Garden, but now the matchup is uncertain. Ilia Topuria is also in the spotlight, with debates raging about his next opponent. Will it be Arman Tsarukyan, the tough challenger many think deserves a shot, or will it be Paddy Pimblett, the bigger name who can sell more tickets? Even Chael Sonnen has chimed in, saying Ilia versus Paddy is the bigger money fight right now. It's a reminder that combat sports never stop moving. New storylines replace old ones, hype builds around fresh matchups, and the show goes on. But for Raja Jackson, the show is over before it even began. While others climb the ladder toward fame and fortune, he's already fallen off it completely. And that's what makes this whole situation so shocking. Raja Jackson's downfall isn't just about one bad night. It's about how quickly everything can collapse when you lose control. He had every advantage: name recognition, access to training, opportunities most fighters would kill for. But instead of building on that, he destroyed it in the most public way possible. In less than a minute, he went from promising prospect to global disgrace. And what's worse, he doubled down instead of showing remorse. That's why this is being called one of the dumbest falls from grace in MMA history. It wasn't bad luck. It wasn't a conspiracy. It wasn't someone else's fault. It was Raja's own choices. Now, his story stands as a warning to anyone chasing fame in combat sports. One reckless moment can wipe out everything. One refusal to take accountability can close every door. Raja Jackson wanted to be remembered, and he will be, but not for victories, not for greatness, not for carving his own path. He'll be remembered as the fighter who destroyed his career before it even began. And unless something changes drastically, that will be his legacy. The MMA desk has never witnessed a fall from grace, this sudden, this public, and this stupid. And that's why people will be talking about Raja Jackson's downfall for years to come.